everybody, welcome to another episode of In the Kitchen with Chris. Today we're going to be making a decorative bread. And so what I did earlier today was I took some bread mix, just like any of you can buy at the store, because I wanted to make this very, very simple for everyone. I took some bread mix and I mixed it up and I let it relax for about the last hour or so. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make a decorative bread that you can make come holiday time, and we're also going to make a very fast BLT dip. I think you're going to like it. Okay? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to lightly flour our dough and our table. And we're going to make a pretty good sized loaf here, everybody. Okay? So you're going to take a bench scraper, as we call it, or just use a knife or anything you have handy. It really doesn't matter. And we're going to cut this dough into two parts. All right? We're going to cut it into one piece that is approximately 2/3 of the size and one that is about 1/3. So first of all, I've got a 8-inch cardboard circle here because I need a guide when I'm rolling this out so I know how big to roll the top piece. Okay? So as you can see right here, I've got it and it's about 8 inches in diameter, and I'm going to put it on my pan. Now this pan has got parchment paper on it. Okay? And now we're going to do the top part, which is really, really cool. So I'll set this off to the side. So remember, the bottom piece is about 8 inches in diameter, so my top piece needs to be about 9 to 10 inches in diameter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, again, my leftover dough, and I need this little teeny piece because this is going to be the top knot. So I'll put that on the side. And then we're going to take this dough right here, and there's flour on the table, so I don't really need any. And we're going to take a rolling pin, and we're going to roll it out so it's a circle, like I said, about 9 to 10 inches in diameter. Okay? All right, so now as you can see, it's slightly larger than my cardboard circle, okay, which is what we need. So I'm going to trim this just to make it look perfect, so it's a nice round circle, okay. There we go, and just put that on the side. Okay, now the fun part. We're going to take this and we're going to cut this into 6 sections, all right. So I want to get them about as equal as I can, and if they're not perfectly equal, don't worry about it at all. No one will notice. So now I've got 6 triangles, and I still have my little piece on the side. So here's the next important thing. You're going to take this dough, which you already rolled out, and you put it on the pan. The important part here is that you get this very, very wet. If this is not wet enough, this will not stick. So you've got to make sure that it's really wet, okay? So then we're going to take our items, and I've got sesame seeds, poppy seeds, and oatmeal. But you can use anything you want. But I just happen to choose poppy seeds, sesame seeds, and oatmeal. So now we're going to take our brush, and we're going to get the top of one of the triangles wet, dip it right in the sesame seeds, lay it on top, okay? So we'll lay it right on top, and then we do the next one. And this one we will use the poppy seeds. In fact, I'll leave it in the container just so it's a little bit easier. And we're going to lay that right next to the first one. Okay? And then we're going to take the next one, and I guess you guessed it, it's the oatmeal. And again, we're going to dip it in the oatmeal so it sticks. Lay it right next to the poppy seed. And then again, we've got to go back to sesame seed because that was our first one. Okay, so now what we want to do is wipe your hands off, and you want to give this a little bit of a slight tuck underneath all the way around, okay? And again, if you don't get this perfect, don't worry about it. No one will notice because this is going to expand when we proof and bake it. Now we need to finish off the center. So you're going to take your little extra piece right here, this one's just a little big, roll it into a ball, okay? And again, you're going to take your water, and you're going to make the very center very wet, because remember, that's the key. If you want these two doughs to stick to each other, they've got to be wet. So then we're going to make one side wet again, drop it in the poppy seeds, push it right into the center, and now our decorative bread is ready to rise. So you can put a kitchen towel on it, and you can just gently put it on top. This needs to double in size. When this doubles in size, it's ready for the oven. So it's going to be approximately an hour to an hour and a half. And then we're going to put it in the oven, and then we're going to take it out of the oven and show you the finished product. So really, it's very simple, very easy. You just got to make sure that it's wet okay, when you brush the water on, wet so that your product sticks, your sesame seeds, your poppy seeds, or your oatmeal. And then the little button in top, and then you're going to let this proof till it doubles in size, and then you're going to bake it in the oven at about 425 to 450 for about 45 minutes or so. You want a really nice, deep, rich color, and it'll look very, very attractive to your guests. Okay, now it's time to make our BLT dip to go along with our hearty whole grain bread. Very simple recipe. I've added a couple little tweaks to it, very simple. What you're going to do is you're going to take 1 cup of sour cream. Okay, that's 1 cup of sour cream. Add it to your bowl. And this will make probably enough for, oh, I'd say 10, 12 people or so. And then you're going to take 1 cup of mayonnaise, and you're going to add that into your bowl. 1 cup of mayonnaise, okay. And I took 1 pound of bacon, and I cooked it earlier, drained it, and so now we have, this is what it was 1 pound, 1 entire package, 1 pound of bacon. I chopped it up, cooked it till it was crisp, drained it really well, and then that's what we have here. So we throw that right in. So now you're going to take your tomato and you're going to chop it up into a small dice. Okay? So make it a very small dice because then you'll get lots of tomato product throughout the entire BLT dip. Okay? So it's about 1 cup of tomatoes. So 1 large tomato works great. Okay, now we're going to add our salt, pepper, and a little bit of onion. So there's a little black pepper, 1/4 teaspoon, a little bit of salt, not a lot because the bacon is salty, and then a little bit of onion powder, again probably about 1/4 teaspoon. And then you're going to take this and you're going to stir it all up, and then you're going to serve this with your bread. So if you really want to impress the family, okay, what you want to do, take a little bowl, take your product, and you are going to put it into your serving bowl, okay, whatever you have. And I recommend that you serve this in about at least 20 to 30 minutes because you want the flavors to blend together. If you serve this immediately, it'll taste good, but if you serve this in about 20 minutes to 30 minutes, it'll taste fantastic. So let it sit for about 20, 30 minutes, then serve it, and it'll taste much, much better. So if you want, here's a serving idea for you all. You can take a platter, and you can take your dip, and our bread has now been cooled. So we'll get over here, and we just pop it right on there. And what I would recommend is that you slice this into pieces. You can either slice it crosswise or go along with the triangles. It really doesn't matter. And then the guests can just dip it right in there, or you can put a spoon in there, and the guests can put it on their bread for themselves. So I hope you enjoyed today's In the Kitchen with Chris. It was a decorative bread and fairly easy once you see how to do it. It's actually pretty simple. And our BLT dip. You can also garnish this with little green onions if you want. Add a little color. So thanks for coming and have a good day.
For more information about culinary arts courses, degrees, and certificates, as well as other hospitality administration program offerings, visit their pages on the web at cod.edu.